Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do a past life reading. This is for all signs. I feel like in these type of readings, intuitively you'll know, you get many different things, synchronicities, goosebumps, things like that. I do these readings to help us see what was left undone. What karma has followed us into this lifetime that maybe we didn't clear. It still needs cleared. Why do I have problems in love or money or success, that type of thing. So, I'm only looking at our past of where we've been to help us see it in this lifetime. Does that make sense? All right. Anyways, we are going to use the past life oracle. Past life oracle. We are going to let the block fill itself out, and then we're going to bring in another deck. I forget the name of it, to be honest. But let's go ahead and begin. We have spirituality and religion. Spirituality and religion. First of all, I feel like many of you that are here, I do feel like we're all soul family. What I mean by that is I feel like when we leave this world, we all see each other again and be like, like you played this part and I played this part, and you know what I mean? For our soul growth. So spirituality and religion, interesting, because that's about a past life. But I do feel many of you have moved into that in this life. All right, let's keep going. We have unrequited love. Unrequited love. Well, so I love someone and they didn't love me back. It's funny. I almost feel like it pushes this woman into religion. Maybe she becomes a nun. Who knows? I do want to say I feel like now this could be a male. Remember, you could have, if you're a male, you could have been a female in a past life, and vice versa. But anyway, excuse me for sniffling. I feel like there's a hardness with this woman. How do I say this? Almost like she feels like she'd be difficult to love. Okay, let's keep going. We have forgiveness. Forgiveness. Two white doves. Spirituality and religion mirrored by forgiveness. With these beautiful white doves. Maybe this person chose not to forgive. I do kind of feel like if this is speaking of love, it's about someone that maybe just couldn't love me in the way that I needed. Couldn't give me the love, the love back, and maybe how do we say this? Not everyone is going to love us, and we're not going to love everyone. But listen, we've all had this, and it hurts, and we take it on personally, and it becomes part of our persona. And that's probably why I'm feeling like she's become kind of like hard to the world. She's just looking at it the wrong way. Let's take another one. We have trees. To me, trees are all about nature. You know, when I think of trees, I think about, like, you know, they've been here forever. They've seen it all. They carry the energy. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I was only gone a second. You know, but it's funny because when just walking away from the table and then sitting back down, it kind of takes on, like, it opens up another scenario, and I feel like it's almost like if I could get this woman out in nature, out, and when I'm saying nature, I feel like nature is like hugging her, surrounding her, loving, like, you know, giving her um, the universal love. These two doves, right? I feel like, you know, and just could talk about this lifetime versus last lifetime. Maybe last lifetime she couldn't quite let go of it. Could have even drove her. I feel like for some, like, I became a nun type of thing. Um, but yet I feel over here like how can I forgive? Well, I don't even know if it's like, I don't even want to put that word in my head, but I feel like if I get into nature, um, and I just sit there quietly, I feel like it just naturally comes to you. You know, and why? Because I feel like it puts you in this energy of peace, and therefore, giving peace, I guess, is much easier. All right, let's go below it. I used two different decks because I want to look at this as past life and this life. Everything's pre-shuffled, by the way. We have the Sun. We have the Hierophant. Look at this. So this woman definitely took a path. I feel like ultimately, maybe it's two different things. You know, like in a past life, like someone couldn't love me in the way that I wanted to be loved. And it can be talking about romantic love, of course, but it could just be talking about the feeling of love in this world. However, I feel like in the same breath, um, and all of a sudden I'm feeling like this woman probably did not have an easy childhood. Like, I feel like there's a lot that she has to overcome. Um, and I feel like ultimately what she chose is her religion. And I'm kind of feeling like a split of two women. Like she chose religion and she chose, like, you know, um, to teach and to learn and to be the leader in that area. And I feel like she was good at it. She became very, very good at it. We have, by the way, the Sun and the Hierophant side by side, Leo and Taurus, if we were giving them a sign. We have the Two of Wands. So there feels like there's some type of unstored forgiveness, right? And because it's still there, because it's stored, it's almost like it holds back the wings. So when I'm able to forgive whatever this is, maybe I cannot get someone to love me the way I know I deserve to be loved. But maybe they're incapable for some reason. Alright, we have the Three of Swords. It's interesting because I feel like this is saying many of you are on a path of healing. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, unrequited love is heavy. And, I mean, it's heavy on the heart. It can easily become part of, like, self-doubt. Like, well, maybe I wasn't worthy of that love. This could speak of, listen, it may not talk romantically. It could talk about, like, in my family, in my surroundings. But in the same breath, I feel like I don't know if this woman had the full closure. Or it's saying to you, because you've been here before, and you have potentially forgiven, because here's the Two of Wands right underneath it, right? So I'm starting something new. It's kind of, forgiveness is kind of setting me free. Forgiveness of what? Well, here's the Three of Swords. It's funny because I feel like, for some, like, we can go half our life where it just seems like, we're just, I don't know, like where you just don't feel like you're, like you fit in, so to speak. And then, maybe you start finding your spirituality. Maybe it's illuminated to you more and more through wisdom, right? Earthly wisdom that you've gained. It's funny how my mind will, boom, it just shuts it off. We have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We are entering soon into Aries energy. This is about action. It's all about your intuition. I often feel like she sends her black cat out first. Like, go out and see what's happening out that way and come back and report it to me. And I'm looking at this now too, and I'm seeing this Two of Wands, like, in this present life, about, and it's looking at the Hierophant. The Hierophant really is about your faith, can be about religion, definitely about spirituality, about your higher, your higher self, that's there, believe it or not. I was just thinking the other day, I was watching something, and it made me think, like, do we leave like this, almost like a residue of our life after we've gone? Like, is the energy, play itself out? So some of you could find yourselves on, it's almost like the same path, maybe in the same way, maybe in a different way though. But forgiveness and the Three of Swords seems to be part of both of it. Okay, let's go right above it. We have the Nine of Wands. I feel like this is saying, don't regret your experiences. Don't regret the hard times, because it's probably those hard times that is exactly what you will be. It's almost like I feel like there's a preacher speaking to the people, and it is about, why would they listen to me? Because they know that I've been there, that I've overcome it, that I've gained wisdom from it. They know that I've been broken, but they also see me standing here today in front of them. It is definitely about the, gaining of spiritual muscle. And the sun's kind of like lighting this energy up, and it's interesting because there's a candle. I know there's a glare. Let me bring this down a little bit more. We have the Five of Swords. Sometimes I fight for something it's really not mine to fight for. You know what I mean? Like, I fight for something that I think that I want, that really, it can mean something karmic. Because, interesting enough, I feel like whoever it was didn't love this person back, let's say, must have, and I feel like it certainly could have been her energy too. That, and it is the energy of, like, toxicity, the energy around me. This woman certainly could have been in an environment where there was just a lot of nasty talk. I don't know if that's the word I want to use. Let's just say almost the opposite of, like, coming from a religious home. Well, I shouldn't say that, because it could be, she could have certainly came from, had a religious upbringing. Anyways, this is the moving on from it. This is the leaving on from it. I feel like this is probably when she, in this lifetime, had made a choice to move into a certain field. I feel like she was a natural. She must have, eventually, with the Nine of Wands, because any nines, I feel like, talks about reflection. Looking right at the Five of Swords is interesting, because I'm looking, Nine of Wands looking that way, the Five of Swords is looking back, though. Nine of Wands, I feel like I found my power. It definitely, I feel like it definitely talks about a road that was not easy. A road it just wasn't easy. It may have become, like, mental. And again, it may be because, like, maybe it is about parents, and, but forgiveness is still, I feel like, the ultimate energy. Okay, let's go right above it. We have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups. How interesting that the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords, let's put it a different way. How interesting that the Three of Swords is being replaced with the Three of Cups, coming over forgiveness. because ultimately to me the Three of Cups is about joy, right? It's about joy. It's coming above forgiveness. So it's like, it does feel like freedom. Why? Because it's almost like I'm letting it go. I feel like if there's anything you need to figure out, what am I carrying around, right? What stored energy, whether aware or unaware of, am I carrying around, that I should let go of, that would kind of like almost like cut a tie that boom sets you free. Who do you need to forgive? That doesn't mean I pick up the phone and I call someone I forgive. This person may not even be here, be around. But you do it in your heart, right? That is, especially with the Hierophant here, right? It calls for your faith, spirituality, and religion right next to it. We have Judgment. That's interesting, coming above trees, because I feel like Judgment is like your spiritual team. All of it. All of them. And I'm saying all of them because I feel like you have many different spirit guides, who appear at different times. Whichever one is the expertise will be the one who will like lead the pack, let's say. But I feel like it's also about angels, your guardian angels, the wisdom of the collective, coming right above trees. And to me, trees, again, nature. I'm letting, it's funny, I just did a reading. I forget which reading it was, but I just did it, and I talked about opening the windows. Just a crack, even if it was cold, especially if you get cross ventilation. There's something about that air. So, Judgment says, let's come to the present moment. Let's understand the present moment now. Judgment is about a rebirth, right? So this is your energy in a past life. Listen, this can just be one of the things. There could be more, but this is one of the major things that could be the difference of the Three of Swords and the cutting of that string to the Three of Cups, which to me is joy. Judgment says rebirth. Well, here it is. Here's the rebirth. Look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Ten of Swords. First of all, the good news is at the bottom. Some of you just like, excuse me, you may have been in a cycle where it's like, it's just like the wrong people just kept coming into your life. And I feel like it's, I don't want to put the energy on you. I don't want you to take it that way. But I feel like it's because within me, there is a sense of self-doubt. We know now where it comes from, right? There are good people and there are bad people. There are opposites in everything. There are difficult people and there are loving people, right? Some of us are lucky enough to just find loving people, but other of us have to go through a lot of toxic type energy. And why? I feel like, well, we probably came here to learn a lot. we will learn a lot. You know, if we remember that there is nothing that we cannot overcome, if we remember that, but I feel like if I'm stuck in the energy of, you know, taking it, it's almost like I take it on personally. But truth be told, maybe someone was just, you know, like people are just who people are. For some, you may have to leave that energy, right? 5 talks about change. But to do it in a graceful way, don't get caught up in drama. If I know, like, try not to, it's like, I don't want to even take the essence of that energy with me. Okay. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit. And, I think I want to look at unrequited love and forgiveness. Again, this would be in a past life, but it could also, you know, could be something that's happening in a current life. A lot of cards came out. We're going to take them out. We have the Chariot. We have the Empress. Look at that. Could be mother energy. You know, listen, I feel like not everyone's meant to be a mother. So, not everybody has been blessed with the greatest mother. But I feel like ultimately, you know, truth be told, like, if we're being honest with ourselves, you know, I feel like ultimately this mother will have to look at cause and effect of her actions. And I feel like, but that is, it's almost like, you know, leave that to God. Leave that to God. I feel like for some of you, like, this may be like, be careful that that's not the energy. Like, it could be similar type energy in, because maybe it wasn't closed, of 2 lives. And I put so much merit, you know, in the energy of, let's say, non-forgiveness. Well, can I put like 1/10 of that and put it in forgiveness? And again, it's not that I'm calling anyone up. I just feel like it's setting you free. You have the Chariot right beside this energy also, and that really is the balance. You know, listen, maybe this is just, who knows? Maybe this was like 2 souls that said we're going to meet in this lifetime, but someone, listen, everybody's got free will, and you know, then they made a different decision. Son of a bitch, that hurts, right? It hurts. Look at this. We have the 4 of Wands. Someone did not make, I feel like, a commitment to love. And I feel like, you know, honest to God, I feel like, and that is one of the reasons why someone ended up becoming a nun, or I keep saying a nun, but I'm saying a nun because I feel like, like I've given up men, or given up, maybe it's a priest, right? I've given all of that up. I've gone a different direction. I've gone to religion and spirituality and that type of thing, and I'm good at it. I'm good at it. But there's still, like, I feel like this black spot. What I mean by that is, like, I can do a reading, right? And I can see, like, the patterns and what needs to let go. But it doesn't mean that I myself am perfect. Maybe I'm still, you know what I mean? Like, I know that. I don't know why I'm saying that. All right, look at this. It's 10 of Cups. Wow. It's pretty powerful. I mean, it's pretty powerful. Four of Wands is the wedding. It's the marriage. It's the commitment. 10 of Cups is the house that we build. But yet here's judgment, like saying, hey, call to today, to now. And that's where it's also coming from that energy, the 10 of Cups. So I feel like, maybe this woman, like, I don't know, like, was it a soulmate? I don't know. But I feel like if she just realized that, but listen, it took some on quite a beautiful path. And maybe it's kind of meant to be, but others I feel like, like if I wouldn't have given up on love, right? But this energy of something, of unforgiveness is, it's big, but look at the beauty of that line at the same time. What else am I holding? Justice. And then the Prince of Swords. Interesting. Justice could certainly talk about a divorce. Cutting of the ties. But you know what? It's like, I feel like it's like when I do that, it doesn't have to be like a physical divorce, but it does feel like the cutting of the ties. I often feel justice is part of karma, right? I'm learning to find the balance within life, within myself. The Empress being right about that. The Empress is very wise. I feel like the Empress has made a choice to not, it's like the Empress knows. She knows she can't carry this stored unforgiveness. She knows that she can't allow the energy of what was to affect her what can be. It doesn't mean it's not there, but she took a different route. She gained from it, right? The Chariot is a very balanced type energy. Sometimes we want someone to love us who maybe there is someone better. That's all I'm saying. Because I do feel like this Prince of Swords feels to me like energy that's now coming in. Well, this Prince of Swords is connected to the Four of Wands, but he's like pointing up to the 10 of Cups. I know I put that card there, but I swear I don't even remember, like I don't do anything on purpose. You know what I mean. Alright, well. Let's go just a little bit further with this prince. Let's move him over. This unforgiveness, like how do I resolve this? It's in your higher self. It's in your faith system. It's in your belief system. Again, it's not like taking people back who have hurt me over and over again. It's not that. It's letting that type of energy go. And I know it can be difficult, but I don't know, maybe the one who chose to, you know, in a past life, you know, like this one person chose this direction. I feel like this person, almost like maybe more like a shaman type of thing, like it's when I'm in nature is when I connect. And this person, perhaps, maybe they did find the Four of Wands and then the Ten of Cups. Because I feel like, you know, in a way, I made the decision to give up love. Love in a romantic sense. But they can't be everyone. And I feel like, and then I flip the script, I have other people who are healing like through nature in natural type ways. Healing. What? The Three of Swords. Why? So that I can start my life anew. First of all, you know, again, let's not forget, like letting this forgiveness go. Boom. What does it do within you? It's like a sense of joy. It's like a rush of energy. But it requires like a rebirth. That can mean a rethinking of things. Or stop thinking about everything. I don't know. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And then, look at this. We have the Nine of Cups. Excuse me. First of all, I want to say a lot of people, I feel like, have taken the road of spirituality and are very, very good at it. And I feel like maybe more now than ever, because judgment to me is like a call to attention. It's like, you know, it's like the bugle has been blown. And I feel like it's calling for, like, you know, a certain type of energy. Why? Because I want to be in a certain type of energy. You know, I feel like this Queen with the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups right above it, I feel like it could be like potentially a love for something that you create out of your own home. But I feel like, you know, it's like something, you know, I feel like this is why I'm finishing February with this reading, almost like March, right, when we start to plant those seeds. Queen of Pentacles, let's think about her. She's someone who specializes in picking up those details that other people miss. You know, within those details, I feel like, you know, is the lock and key. And, you know, I have to say, I often feel too that this is talking about, you know, perhaps like I wouldn't have taken a certain path if I hadn't had certain experiences, right? But as I overcome them, you know, I start to see like where life can really take me. And remember, you're co-creating here. You're definitely co-creating. You're meant to. Anyway, so, you know, I feel like ultimately it's cutting its high. It's, you know, this reading feels like it's all talking about like unforgiveness due to the way that someone did not love me, maybe treated me right, that type of thing. And, you know, it's like, it's almost like the lesson of thinking because that person did it, then everyone will do it. And maybe that's what I kept experiencing. It's not until I made the change that my life changes, right? It's not until I decide to change my life that my life changes. And I got to remember that, right? And whatever I carry with me, I carry with me. Empress is very, very wise. The Empress is very creative. I know for some, again, I feel like it's talking about, you know, mother energy. And I feel like, you know, be careful that you're not dragging exactly what you didn't like. You know, like, I hated when my mother did this, and then you find you doing it. Anyway, bottom line, the Chariot, to me, can be. It can talk about also like divine masculine, divine feminine, and the balance. It can talk about the timing. You know, the Nine of Swords, or the Nine of Wands right above that. I gotta look and I gotta know like what's mine to carry and what is not mine. One of those things I have to look at. What have I been carrying that is not mine? It is the Five of Swords. There's like no way around it. You know what I mean? There's no way around it. You know, I keep trying to find this joy out there, but I can't. You know, if there's anyone who's going to see a pattern in something, it's the Queen of Pentacles. Really, I don't know. I just feel like, and listen, doesn't mean that like you have to be an earth sign. It just means you also have that quality as the Empress. But I feel like if anyone's going to figure that out, see the patterns, see those details, you know, maybe for myself, but maybe also for others, it's the Queen of Pentacles. How to heal from a broken heart, right? Here's the Three of Swords, which, listen, it's affecting her. She carries, so to speak, but also the Nine of Cups, you know, so which is the dominant energy, the Nine of Cups. Queen of Wands, the intuitive, action-oriented. You know, this could talk about like going to the 9 and then the 10. Okay. Not quite ready to let this go because I feel like it's running us or giving us different messages. I want to know, we have the Ace of Pentacles, so I want to know a little bit more about justice. You know, cutting of ties, divorce, the cutting of, you know, I feel like for a lot of you, it's the cutting of the ties of just family and, you know, life, and those who've told you you couldn't, you know, those who have hurt you, that type of thing, their words. I feel like a lot of it is like in the words. You know, it's like, it's almost like I'm forgiving and then I'm leaving. So anyways, here's the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles talks about something that's coming into your physical world, something that is going to enhance it, to expand it. You know, I feel like it comes in as a seed, but I love that it's coming over the sun and also the Hierophant. You know what I mean? Like, what beautiful type of energy is that coming in on? But it's a seed, and I have to be able to nurture it. The sun's going to help grow it. We have the Queen of Cups. Can be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We do have Chariot, which is Cancer. You know, but this is the Queen again. I feel like when the Empress is here, it's talking about like, you know, I have the wisdom of all the queens. So the Queen of Cups. Listen, this can talk about a relationship coming into my physical world. The Queen of Cups is someone who appreciates our relationship. And I feel like I'm not just talking about love. I'm talking about like a commitment. So I feel like potentially that is coming in because, again, Judgment saying, I need you in the present moment, right? I need you. And all that means is when I'm holding on to all this guilt and regret and unloved feeling and all that, I'm closing myself off to all that can be, right? There's no room, right? When I'm living in the opposite of what I want, how can it be? Does that make sense? And that may be why the Three Cups to me is first, right? Where you're finding this joy within yourself. And some of you may find it within your craft. And I feel like that just opens you up to all that can be. I just do. I feel like when you can cut those ties of guilt, whatever it is that keeps you bound when you're not meant to be, right? The Fool is meant to take leaps and bounds. So anyways, we have the Princess of Pentacles. Well, I like the Princess of Pentacles because she's on a path of knowledge, of gaining knowledge, right? Definitely taking this ace and growing this ace. It definitely feels like, as the Princess of Pentacles, I am not allowing the, like the after effects to affect me, right? I'm learning almost like the psychology of it. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Wow. First of all, I want to say we're in the year of the lovers. We need to know that. We need to know that's important, right? I feel like it's a call to attention. I feel like a lot of lovers are coming together. Important, like soulmate type of love is coming together in all kinds of forms. I feel like we're seeing the polar opposite of what we can be. It's interesting, but nonetheless, and maybe that's why, I don't feel like, like here we are sitting, like me, I'm sitting in, this little town, in the United States as people are fighting for their life in Ukraine, you know what I mean? Like, I don't take that lightly. And I think, like, my prayers, like, what can I do, right? What can I do? Well, I feel like my prayers and sending, like sending as much light and love as I can. I don't know if it'll work, but I feel like that's what I need to do. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about all that because I feel like what this is really talking about, the Eight of Wands is fast moving energy. Things are going to start moving quickly now. I feel like where there has been stagnant energy, it is no longer, right? Now is the opportunity. Again, threes, right? The threes. March. This Ace of Pentacles, I can take it the whole way to the Ten of Pentacles. From the Nine of Cups to the Ten of Cups. And I feel like ultimately, and I feel like this is just the way life is, it becomes your choice, your decision. And I'm saying that because in this lifetime, I feel like some of you are on this path, and this path, like, it's like I'm on this path where I just want to know more and more and more. But I feel like it's more about like how this world works and how energy works and the universe works and all that. Like I'm on this path. So you could be someone to be like, you know what, I don't know that um, I want to move into that type of energy yet. Doesn't mean it won't happen. It just means maybe I don't want it yet. But nonetheless, I feel like it shows. Something is showing. And in that energy, I love how fast it can grow if I wanted to. I think the reason I'm doing this reading today is to call you to the present moment. And maybe it's just to, it's funny again, I see that sword like with forgiveness. But it's like I want you to like set yourself free, because if you think that you can't have, you know, it's like, well, I can't have what I want. Well, maybe you can have what you want, but maybe it's going to look different, taste different, than what you expect, but still be probably better than you expect. You know what I mean? Like when you trust, and you understand that you're leading the pack within your own energy. I can store this energy or I can let it go. It's up to me. Like I can't. I can only be the one who makes that decision, right? Um, even if something comes in and I can see the potential of it, doesn't mean that I naturally am going to take it if self-doubt comes into play. You know what I mean? So it's like this stored energy that just doesn't need to be there. I think the Queen of Pentacles just representing that each and every one of us can look within ourselves, and that's where we're going to find it. But I feel like changes are coming. They're coming quickly. It's funny, I'm seeing the 3 to the 4 now. I could be meeting someone in March, and in April, we're making a commitment. That's how fast it could be moving. Probably completely unexpected. Maybe somebody introduces me to someone. Again, it doesn't feel like it's almost like this reading is separate. So, I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to make it too long. So, let me know. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. And I hope you understand why I'm doing this reading. It's to see what's stored potentially from a last life that has now come into this life, right? Listen, if we have karma, we got to pay it off. Like, we can't avoid it, and it can grow, right? It can become bigger and bigger till to the point where it looks like a monster. It's not, right? It's not. It's just what we have made of it. So, and I feel like, and sometimes it's lessons. It's lessons that our soul absolutely wants to learn. Maybe not always successfully. I don't know. But that's why I do these readings. So, anyways, guys, I love you. I hope it reaches you. I know it's going to reach you. I hope you understand it in the way that it's meant to be. And I hope you find really what's all that's meant for you. All that's meant for you. Just because one person didn't love me, couldn't love me badly, that type of thing, doesn't mean another will. Now, if I expect it, then perhaps it will, right? I need to not expect it. Don't forget, we saw the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is almost like submission. I expect that sword to stab me, and therefore that sword stabs me. I feel like, there's different routes to the healing. And some may be like, I don't even know I want a relationship. Maybe it's this path of growing my spirituality and my faith and my religion and becoming a leader. That's more important. Well, here it is. And I feel like in some of us, listen, we want it all, right? Why can't I have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups? I can. I can. And that's what I feel like our spiritual guides are telling us. You can have it all. But until you take on the energy of the Empress, and that just means I have, I have gained so much wisdom from my experiences, both hard and good. The Empress knows when to cut ties, right? I feel like this is energy we grow into. I feel like some of you, you are like you're doing something that it's almost like you hated. You hate that someone did it to you, so now you're doing it. And maybe you're like aware of it, but you're not aware of it. Be aware of it, because you can cut those ties. And you can cut those ties for good. So the next generation, doesn't pick up that same trait, let's say. So don't, I feel like don't ever think that you're not here for nothing. And don't ever think that you can't have it all. Why can't you? I'm thinking that, like, why can't I? And I feel like I do have a lot right now. So, but the roads aren't easy. That's all I'm going to say. I love you guys. Again, can't wait to read your comments. Thank you for your millions of ways you support the channel. Means the world to me. You mean the world to me. And again, I hope, I really hope you receive all that is deserved for you. And I hope you allow it. I hope you allow it. So, I love you, and I will see you next time at my table. Bye-bye.